Welcome, ghouls and gals, ghosts and goblins, to what is the scariest place on the internet. That's right, it's another episode of Carry Out Conversations, the podcast where we sit, eat, and we talk. I'm John.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Noah.
It is so good to have you guys here with us. We are getting ready for Halloween. It's upon us. And, you know, everyone's already in full swing, from scary decorations to pumpkin spice, literally everything. It's officially spooky scary season. And I don't know, guys. I've always had fun for Halloween.
Uh-huh.
But then there's times where I'm just like, I'd rather throw candy at kids and tell them to get off my lawn.
I don't know if you're doing trick or treat right.
Well, like, I mean, it's a trick or it's a treat.
They're like trick or treat. You just like throw a rock with a Snickers on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a trick to them. It's a treat to me.
It's a treat for me.
But you know what this really means though, guys, right? I mean, yeah, it's almost Halloween. But the day this gets released, it will be officially 66 days until Christmas.
Mm.
And, you know, everybody always cares about Christmas. I mean, that's really what it's all about.
Yeah. This and Thanksgiving are just like appetizers.
They really
to
are.
Christmas.
They really are. It's to work up that Christmas fat, you know, for...
I actually like Thanksgiving more than Christmas.
I do too.
Personally.
I do too.
But that's okay.
That's because it's more food oriented than Christmas.
It is, but like Christmas is very it's always stressful.
It is always stressful. Well, and see, it makes it even worse too, because like even today, like a lot of the stores and stuff are already setting out Christmas decorations.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not even quite Halloween yet, and it's already, you know, they're already setting this stuff apart, you know, and it's just, it kind of ticks me off to be honest with you, you know, and so, you know, it's like, I think about it, we need to take all of these stupid holidays that we have one stupid day at a time.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, you know, it's the way it's got to be. Don't rush it. Don't rush, you know, Christmas. Don't rush, you know, Halloween. I mean, come on. I kid you not. It was middle of September, and my daughter was already setting up Halloween stuff in our house, and I'm like, why?
Mm-hmm.
You know, why? It's like it's not even to that point. Well, I just want to enjoy it. Enjoy it the 31 days out of the month. Don't push it any further. But, you know, that's my little rant from there. So today we're just going to talk about Halloween. We're not going to do anything else. We're going to...
So you're saying I shouldn't start Christmas music the day after Thanksgiving?
Please don't.
Gosh.
Please don't.
No.
Not until after December 1st.
The Mariah Carey music is coming.
Oh, man.
I intentionally leave that song off the playlist because it's so overplayed.
Yes.
I'll play it like the week of Christmas, and that's it.
Well, but what Christmas song isn't overplayed? It's the exact same song sang by 15 different people.
Yeah. No, for real, when I used to work at my old job, they would put on a holiday playlist, you know, right after Thanksgiving. It might have even been before Thanksgiving. I swear, the playlist only had to be like 3 or 4 hours long because I heard a lot of repeats during the day. And more to the point, I heard 2 versions of the song Baby It's Cold Outside back to back from different artists.
That is I don't like that song
like
at all.
Who wasn't paying attention to that one? Like, at least space out. If you're going to play the same song 3 times, at least space it out, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I actually like All I Want for Christmas Is You a lot. And so I'm kind of okay that it's overplayed. It's not the best Christmas song though. Like I love like the old Christmas songs, like heck, even Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I just like vibe to that so hard. I'm just like,
it's a nostalgia thing.
Yeah, it really is. But I only get it once a year.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, don't lie though. The only reason why you like All I Want for Christmas Is You is because you're trying to attract someone.
No, I'm trying to
Christmas.
Attract Mariah Carey for Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Nick Cannon can tell you that's not a good thing.
Ew. Nick Cannon. What? Like, okay, he's one of those celebrities where I'm like, why are you famous? You can't rap.
He was in Drumline.
You're not funny.
He was in Drumline.
I didn't even see it, but I know
What
he was
is-
in
It's
Drumline.
actually a really good movie. I did enjoy that movie.
What is Drumline?
It's a movie
It's a
called
movie.
Drumline.
About what?
Drumline?
So
Oh my gosh.
it's a kid that goes to, now I can't remember if it's like high school. I think it's high school. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. But he goes out for the marching band, and he is a master on the drums. But the problem is he can't read music. And so because of that, they try to like kick him off the drum line, and it's like he works through it, learns how to read music, and it's like a great coming of age tale.
Mm-hmm. And Nick Cannon is the drum kid?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make the joke that I was
Please don't.
going to make, but you'll figure it out, audience.
Anyway, so yes. Now, since we're on music, something that I have yet to really find is a good Halloween themed song. I mean, yes, they're out there, but they're so weird. Like Halloween, I don't know. To me, holiday songs are just weird.
What about the Monster Mash?
Ew.
Oh, Halloween, oh, Halloween.
Yeah,
I want to get some candy.
Yeah, that one's a classic.
See, yeah, we should make that.
No.
Dave is talking about setting up a like a musical. That's going to be the theme song to the.
Oh,
the
you
musical
could
now.
do a musical of rejected holiday songs.
That would be
Ooh.
every single song.
No, but
Oh,
like,
dude, I like that. I'm stealing that idea.
Yeah.
You don't get any royalties.
Okay.
I'm going to start writing that.
so I would like to now claim this as my intellectual property, and I demand 50% of all profits that come from this project.
Since we
like prophets of God, or
No, those don't exist anymore. They all died.
they all died
Yeah, they died a while ago.
just a while.
Bro, you're 2,000 years late.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, there could be some new prophets. You don't know.
There isn't.
I will give you those prophets.
Okay.
Isn't there a group called the New Prophets?
I have no
Okay,
idea.
literally every New Year on YouTube, there's a million people that all think they're prophets. And like every New Year, they're like, God wants you to open a new portal and experience new things. It's like, what does that even mean?
That's called Jehovah's Witness.
Not all of them are Jehovah Witness, but a lot of them are. But like all of them, like every New Year, they think that every New Year on the dot, that's when God's gonna send His great prophecy.
Well, of course.
God does not go by our time. It's not going to be
Of course
January 1st of any given year.
Of course, He uses our calendar. That's why it's there.
Oh,
So we know when the prophecies are coming.
I thought it was invented by some guy named Gregory.
Was it? I don't know anything about the history of our calendar. I'm going to be honest.
Isn't it the Gregorian calendar?
Oh, wait.
I made that up.
No, I think you're right. It's Gregory. So it's either Gregory the Great or one of the Cappadocians. I'm guessing. Let me check.
Okay, well, while he's checking on that, I'm gonna get back to
Halloween?
what we were back to Halloween. Exactly what we were meaning to talk about.
Yeah. When we started talking about Christmas music.
Yes, but it really does kind of it makes me wonder though. It's like with Christmas music, you have Christmas music, you have New Year songs, you have Valentine's music, blah blah blah.
Wait, what Valentine's music is there?
Any love song?
Yeah, literally.
Well,
Valentine's music
but
is
those are
year
just-
round.
I mean, come on, Marvin Gaye is like
Those are just love songs.
yes,
Like,
but Marvin Gaye is like the Valentine master.
I found the info.
I mean, Let's Get It On plays more on Valentine's than any other day of the year.
so I should play that at work?
yes.
Yes, you should put that on at
Yeah.
work. Dave is in charge of our music, everybody, just so you guys
So
know.
the Gregorian calendar is named after Pope Gregory the 13th.
Oh.
His
You were
original name was Ugo Boncompagni.
I want the
Wow.
Yugo calendar. Why
Yugo.
didn't we name it that?
He was born in 1572, or no, he was sorry, he was the ruler of the Papal States from 1572 to his death in 1585. So we actually have a pretty young calendar. It's not like an ancient thing. It was like 400 years ago
Yeah, something
and some
like that.
change. It's pretty recent.
I just made up the thing about some dude named Gregory, but
No,
it
it's
literally was some
There
dude named
was some
Gregory.
guy named Gregory.
Well, actually, yeah, no, it was some dude named Hugo who had a title of Gregory the 13th. So I think we need to change it to the Hugo calendar.
What kind of title is Gregory? Like, I declare that you are Greg.
Yeah, well, so like that's like a tradition is you'll have one guy who did a lot and he has a certain name and then they adopt that name. So like Pope Pius and like Pope Gregory.
I do not want to meet Pope Pius because I know what that word means.
Pius means holy.
And preachy and judgmental.
It's supposed to be a positive synonym.
If you say someone's being pious, you're referring to them in a negative light.
Not
I just want to know if they changed his name
pompous maybe, but not pious. Piety
Have
is
you have you heard Sweeney Todd, a pious vulture of the law?
No.
Come on, you know musical theater.
Yeah, but not Sweeney Todd.
You don't know Sweeney Todd.
Nope. Is it better than Les Mis?
I haven't seen Les Mis.
And I thought you knew musical theater. Looks like we're even. So Halloween.
You know what? Touche.
So like, are there any Halloween? How do I put this? So like, there's not really any Halloween music, but is there any Halloween food?
Well, okay,
Candy,
so,
any and every candy.
Other than candy, like okay, like food, like think about it. Thanksgiving, you got pie and turkey. Some people eat ham at Thanksgiving. That they shouldn't. It's turkey time. Just saying. I know that might offend some people, but don't eat ham on Thanksgiving. That's ridiculous.
Well, I think Halloween, since the symbol most closely related with Halloween is a pumpkin, probably pumpkin-related things.
Yeah.
Pumpkin seeds, squash.
I've never understood the pumpkin seed thing. People like roast them and eat them, and like I'm sure they're okay. I just I never did that.
They're just like sunflower seeds.
No,
Yeah,
sunflower seeds are on a different level.
Yeah.
Sunflower seeds are far better.
Well,
I used to eat
but I'm
pumpkin
saying
seeds when I
like
was younger.
it's along the same lines. Now, me and Dave were looking up something that actually sounded really good. They have pumpkin seed tortilla chips.
Ooh.
Where it's made out of pumpkin seeds.
Are
And
those
it
healthy?
looked really good. Yeah, it was organic. So
I want
everything
inorganic
organic is
tortilla
good.
chips.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are those? I want my tortilla chips artificially grown in a lab into that shape.
That's all of them.
Right.
Just go get tortilla chips.
I mean, there is a place in Arkansas. I know this is like total sidetrack from everything else like we normally have been. There is a place in Arkansas that actually make so the Razorback is the symbol of the college
Okay.
down in Arkansas. They have Razorback shaped tortilla chips. Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought it was kind of cool. I've never had them. I assume they taste just like a tortilla chip, but the whole fact that it's in the shape of a Razorback is always kind of cool. But it's interesting that you were talking about food related things, and here's what everybody goes to for Halloween. Not just the candy, pumpkin flavored everything.
Pumpkin spice flavored everything.
Yeah.
Which is
correct
not
that.
necessarily pumpkin flavor.
That is true.
It's just reminiscent of
That
pumpkin.
is true. So yeah, pumpkin spice flavored everything. And there are some things that I think are okay, but then there's things that just get way too far. Like, a pumpkin spice latte, yeah, okay. If you want to pay $6 for that, for a small or whatever, it's good. We were looking up a couple of things at work, because that's what we do is we work on our time. But
Boss,
anyway,
if you're listening, that was a joke, boss.
Yes, we were on break. On break. But I just go through a couple of things, and you guys tell me what you think about this, because some of them sound okay, and then some of them are just absolutely gross. So we know that there's pumpkin spice lattes. There is pumpkin spice Kit Kats.
That could work. I don't think I've had one, but just generally speaking, anything that's normally a sweet application, like a cheesecake, a caramel apple, something like that, would probably work if executed correctly, in my opinion.
That is true. Okay. What about pumpkin spice gum?
I actually think that sounds awesome.
I don't know about that
It's
one.
a sweet application, but that may be the exception to what I just said.
It
Yeah.
might be like the Red Hot gum, where it's like, this sounds like a good idea, and then you eat it, and you're like, that was a terrible idea.
Okay, no, Red Hot gum was good.
Sucks.
It was good.
No, it wasn't.
Can't remember the last time I had that.
Yeah, it's been a while, but it was
That's why you
good.
think it's good. It's been so long. You don't remember how traumatizing Red Hot gum is.
Okay, so we know that there's pumpkin spice coffee. There's pumpkin spice yogurt.
I would try that.
What, the yogurt?
I love yogurt.
Yeah, the actually a lot of the the Yoplait has some really good ones. Their pumpkin spice yogurt's really good. I will say that. Okay, pumpkin spice flavored peanut butter.
That's a win, as long as it's crunchy.
No,
That's a 50-50 from me. It's all in the execution, I say.
yeah, I think so too. I really hope that this one is fake. Pumpkin spice bologna.
Yes.
That's a problem.
Finally, my prayers have been answered by Satan.
Problem. Yeah, by Satan. Yeah.
Yeah. That one just seems really, really weird. But it's funny too because me and Dave actually, I say me and Dave because Noah is no longer working with us. He's moved on to other things. So usually during break it's me and Dave by ourselves, and we started looking up some stuff like to see if some of this stuff was real. And they have, where was it at? I want to find it because I don't want to get it messed up. It was pumpkin spice flavored chicken sausage.
No.
I was really hoping that was fake, but the more that I looked into it, the more that I realized it was real.
Why is this legal? Like, can we imprison people for this crap?
Some of them should be.
No, all of them. Not just the people who buy it.
Okay, right here. It is Nature's Basket pumpkin spice chicken sausage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you a picture so you see that it's real.
Yeah, I almost just threw up in my mouth.
It is. They look disgusting. So yeah, why people would do stuff like that? It's absolutely weird.
If somebody called you and was like, "Hey, come over to the cookout. We got pumpkin spice chicken sausage," I would stop being their friend.
Yes, yeah, they would be on my block list really quick.
Be like, "Look, man, it's been a great couple years, but we're done. Do not call me. Do not apologize."
So there's pumpkin spice Oreos.
That I'm okay with that actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice Twinkies. Those are actually really good.
I'd try one.
Pumpkin spice oatmeal.
Ooh. That's the thing is, like, people do all these different flavors of oatmeal. Oatmeal is, in my opinion, an excuse to put like protein powder in stuff. You just take oatmeal, you dump protein powder and like bananas in it, and you just eat it. It's like a cheap way to get protein. It's kind of how I view it.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, you could do it that way.
I have an oatmeal bias.
So this one's a little weird, but it did pop up just now, and I told you about this today.
Yeah.
Durex. Everybody knows what Durex is, right?
It's a supplement.
It's a condom company.
Is it? I thought it was like a
Yes.
laxative.
No.
Please tell me that's a Photoshop job.
You're not supposed
I
to.
really don't think it is.
Okay. Public service announcement. Flavored condoms are not to be used vaginally. I just want everyone to know that.
I can't.
And now we can't be considered a clean show anymore.
No, I said that very medically.
Okay.
I did. He said condom. I said they're not supposed to be used vaginally. There's nothing wrong with that.
True.
No 8-year-old is going to be like, what's vaginal?
Anyway.
That's not. Oh my
moving
god.
on.
So yeah. Anyway,
Why'd you guys make that more awkward than it had to be? It's a kid-friendly show.
because it needed to be awkward.
No,
for a second.
vaginal.
Okay, that's
medical.
So yeah,
Guys are
there's
sick.
pumpkin spice flavored everything. Now, there are some things that absolutely should not be pumpkin spice.
Yeah, like condom.
Like a condom. They have pumpkin spice ramen noodles.
I'm not mad at that.
No,
I'm not. I really want to know what that's like.
Can I eat them on the side of the pumpkin spice bologna sandwich?
Sure.
You put that in the middle of the bologna and you fold it and eat. Oh, sounds awful.
Gosh.
So
sounds like lunch in hell.
So it's just pumpkin flavored ramen though. It's not like chicken ramen with pumpkin spice.
No, it just says pumpkin spice flavored.
Yeah, that's why it would be okay. If it was like beef and pumpkin spice.
But see, to me, like the pumpkin, that would be the same thing as like the shrimp flavored noodles. Those are absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that's why I don't get them. Oh, beef or chicken ramen?
Chicken.
Beef, in my opinion. I actually when I make beef ramen, I put egg yolks in it. Awesome.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Awesome.
Does it like create a sauce? Because like
with
the starch from the noodles, like there are other recipes like that.
Yeah. So what it essentially does is it makes like a binding agent, and you just keep a little bit of water in it, and it does kind of make a sauce.
Yeah.
But
that's
it's like
a similar method to making carbonara.
Carbonara.
Sure, whatever.
Carbonara. I don't know. I don't mess with Italian dishes. I always mess them up.
It's an Americanized version of an Italian dish. Trust me, carbonara is not Italian. I mean, the original version of it was with pancetta and all that. We use bacon because we're American, and that it's not Italian anymore the way we do it.
I hate when restaurants do that. They'll take like a good noodle dish and then I'll get it and I'll be like, why is there bacon in this? I didn't see that on the menu. And I'll get really upset. And I know people say bacon goes well with everything, but it's always chewy bacon. It's never good crispy bacon.
Ooh, is there pumpkin spice bacon?
Of course there is.
I would be afraid to know. I'm sure there is at some point.
I mean, there's maple bacon, so it might actually work.
Maple
That's
bacon
true.
is good though.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm okay with maple bacon.
Yeah. Okay, so another sidebar. Bacon does go with everything. Just,
Only if it's crispy.
Yes. So I made something the other night that I thought it was really good. I made fried potatoes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Took the little mini potatoes, chopped them up.
Mm-hmm.
Before I fried them, I made bacon.
Mm-hmm.
And I used the bacon grease as the base for the potatoes. So cooked the potatoes, threw a little bit of onion in there, let it cook up. And as it was cooking, right before it got done, I crumbled up the bacon and put it in. So it gave like that little bit of it gave a crunchy consistency along with the softness of the potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, it was really good.
Our brains crave contrast.
Really, really good.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's why you want a French fry that's really crispy on the outside and soft on the inside.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I can't
Contrast.
stand McDonald's fries. Because they're either soggy or too crunchy. I think Wendy's has better fries. I do, and I'm not going to back down from that.
People are going to tar and feather you over that one.
Yeah.
Actually, White Castle has better fries than both of them. Ooh.
White Castle is just nasty in general.
I went there.
I actually like White Castle's fries. I don't like their quote unquote loaded or whatever fries.
No.
Like that is poor execution.
Oh man,
The fries themselves are all right. A little salt.
Pumpkin spice White House sliders or White Castle sliders.
Oh god.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh.
So I wanna talk about the competitor to the pumpkin spice latte.
Oh.
Yep. So Michigan, the greatest country in the world. Yes, I said country. The greatest nation and state ever. Michigan has devised a weapon against the pumpkin spice monopoly. It is chai tea and apple cider.
I have not tried that.
It is amazing.
I was not aware of it.
Yeah, so it kind of has like the chai tea gives it that little spice flavor that people like about the pumpkin spice, but then it's just apple cider. So it's
that would be very acidic, though, I would think.
Actually, the chai mellows it out because chai is kind of milky. Right. So it actually balances it out, and you can add milk to it if you want.
Well, yeah, that's normally what I do when I make like chai tea. I always add a little bit of milk to it, or coffee creamer.
I assumed the mortal enemy of pumpkin spice was unicorn. Remember unicorn flavored everything?
No, I don't.
Unicorn pudding, unicorn lattes.
I do remember that, and thank God it didn't last very long.
I don't think I tried any of it. I just assume it was all overly sweet.
What time did this happen? Because I might have been really young.
Just a couple years ago.
This was within the last 5 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like unicorn flavored stuff?
Yeah.
I don't.
Probably still a thing to some degree.
You do still see remnants of it every once in a while.
I have never heard of this.
Yeah, it was a thing.
I always think I'm a pretty well informed individual, and then we come to record, and it's like, yeah, there's a ton of stuff you have no idea about, especially with old movies.
Yes. Speaking of, all right, I don't know how you guys are. Actually, I think I know how Dave is because he's told me he doesn't really watch a lot of scary movies. This is the perfect time to bring out some of the greatest like old horror movies that are out there. I have to be careful when I say that because it just sounds so. It sounds so dirty.
I mean, a mix of both would work, you know.
Well, I mean, now a lot of the scary movies are basically
This is true.
They're horror movies. But it's like, okay, what are some good Halloween movies?
Oh, Halloween movie.
Well, okay, yeah, Halloween.
The first one. No, not Halloween. Scary Movie 1.
Oh goodness, really?
Yeah, it's funny. It's over the top. It's It was traumatizing to a younger me, but if you're willing to take it to be its ridiculous self, it's fun to watch.
Well, yeah, because I mean,
on that note, I have to throw Rocky Horror Picture Show into the ring.
Now, see, I have not seen that one yet.
Okay,
you'll be okay.
I've heard the soundtrack multiple times.
Well, that's the problem with Rocky Horror is it has such a good soundtrack, but you don't want to look at it.
That's the thing. It's meant to be absurd.
Yeah.
It's meant to be ridiculous. And so the very first time I watched it, basically what was going through my mind was, what the heck did I just watch?
Yeah.
I have no idea what to make of that. Then the song started getting stuck in my head, and I watched it again, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. And then on stage, it's even better.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure live performances of most musicals are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does seem like a lot of the, Halloween movies, they're either super over the top as far as gory, that type of thing, or they're so over the top as they're so bad they're comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I would pay money to see a Halloween movie about Al Gore.
Oh, gosh.
The goriest film imaginable, because gore is in it.
Yes. I don't know that I would see that, But
I mean, if it's a gory film about Al Gore, then maybe. I mean, can you imagine him as like a slasher villain? Like that it
I created the internet. Stab.
My name's Al Gore, and you don't.
My name's Al Gore, and I approve the stabbing.
I'll give you an inconvenient truth.
You don't care about the polar ice caps enough, so I'm here to kill you.
Oh, man.
I'm using an electric chainsaw because that's better for the environment.
Oh, that would be so... okay. All right, you've sold me. I would pay to see that now.
All right, somebody get in contact with Al Gore. We have to shoot a movie
No,
now.
it's not. You don't actually use Al Gore. You use like...
No. If we're gonna go with it.
You use like Mel Gibson.
Anyway, so...
No, not anyway. Mel Gibson's
The thing is,
great.
Al Gore might actually be down for it.
I think he would.
He actually had for being on the side of the fence that he has a pretty good sense of humor.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's true. So but going back to like some of the movies, there's a movie that I watched and I absolutely love it. I have yet to find anybody else who likes it, the way that I do. But it's a fairly newer movie. It's called Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Yep.
Oh, I've seen it.
I love that movie.
Okay, thank you. Somebody else actually loves that movie. It is by far one of the funniest slasher films that I've ever really seen. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen it.
Okay,
you just said that I've seen it.
I heard him. I didn't see. I didn't hear you.
You
Sorry.
heard both of us.
I wasn't paying attention to either one of you.
I mean, I can play back the audio. You'll hear both of our voices.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
But yes, for those who haven't seen it, it is
go see it.
It is worth a watch.
It's like $4 to rent on YouTube.
Right.
Do it tonight.
It's starring Alan Tudyk. Do you know who Alan Tudyk is?
Yeah,
he is like every Disney character you can think of.
No, he's not every Disney character, but he's
Just
in
about.
a lot of the most recent Disney films.
Yeah.
He was King Candy / well, I'm not going to spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
In Wreck-It Ralph.
Yep.
He was the chicken in Moana.
Yep.
and other ones that I can't remember.
He
off the
was
top of my head.
Lord Wesselton.
Oh, that's right.
In
That's
Frozen, and he was Weaselton in Zootopia.
I actually don't know if I've seen Zootopia.
Yeah, it's not really worth it.
I've seen Zootopia, but I don't know who Weaselton is.
He was the weasel.
He was also Steve the Pirate.
It's arr. Such a good movie.
Oh, he
I
was
love that
Steve
movie.
the Pirate?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. He was also in A Knight's Tale.
Yeah, the most messed up part about the whole Steve the Pirate thing is as soon as he stops being a pirate, he gets his life together and becomes like a very successful banker. And they're
And
like,
then his friends drag him back.
yeah,
into
they're
it,
like, Steve, we need you to be a pirate again. He's like, okay. Destroy my life again for this stupid.
Speaking of that, why is it quote unquote unprofessional for me to show up to work dressed as a pirate? I mean, come on.
That's not professional.
Yeah, it's a like you try showing up to a job dressed as a pirate, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Just-
Suddenly you're in a disciplinary meeting, and
I mean, pirates did have a profession.
yep.
Yeah, pirating.
Watch Muppet
Exactly.
Treasure Island. Tim Curry's character sings a whole song about being a professional pirate.
Ooh, Tim Curry.
Yes,
Such a good actor.
who was in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Very true. Very true. Also was Pennywise the Clown in the very
Yes.
first It movie. For those who don't know, that was another good movie that I liked growing up. Like, I loved that one growing up.
You know my theory about the It movie? Have you guys seen The Waltons?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
So the actor who plays John Boy is in the original
Yeah.
It movie.
Mhm.
And my theory is that that's just John Boy grown up. And so like he becomes a successful writer and then Pennywise
That's true, because he was a writer in the
in
Waltons.
The Waltons. So he becomes a successful writer and then Pennywise starts haunting him. The problem I have with the original It movie
Mhm.
is
What's wrong with it?
okay, one, everything. Terrible film. I'm sorry. Terribly paced, bad acting. Like,
It was like mid 80s.
yeah, they had good acting in the 40s. That's not an excuse.
But back in the 40s, they also didn't talk in movies. Some of them.
Frankly, my dear, I don't. No, so but like the most of the It movie is just them trying to convince you that balloons are scary. If you like rewatch it in time, how much of it is just like a balloon showing up and people being like, like it's too much.
But it's what it represents.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
It represents Tim Curry in a clown costume.
He was really good. He was good. He
No,
was a good Pennywise,
No,
though.
I don't think so. Because I think if you look at how he acts for most of the movie, he's just making jokes. Like he occasionally shows his teeth, but he's just like having fun. I don't think they gave him a script. I think they were just like, "Hey Tim, go out there,
Go scare some kids.
go scare some children, and throw balloons at people, and we'll film you and call it a scary movie."
I mean, okay, you got a point there.
Also,
but
Stephen King is an overrated writer.
in
We'll
some
come back to
sense.
that another
yeah,
time.
we'll come back to that one later. I did actually show my daughter the newer It movie last night.
Did she like it?
She did.
The
She
first
did.
or the second part?
The first part.
Okay.
You got to show her the first part. I mean,
I have not seen the first part of the new It film. I just watched the second because
Cool.
Bill Hader was in it.
yeah, Bill Hader is really good in the second part. The first movie, the first part of it though, Bill Skarsgård is phenomenal. I mean, he is just like he's Pennywise.
That guy.
But yeah, he is just beyond eerie the way that he plays that role. And so I thought it was really good. But yeah, I'm a big fan of it. And quite frankly, some of the other Stephen King movies were absolutely horrible. But
Like the one about the poop weasels.
the what?
Oh
What?
yeah. Look into it. This is what I mean. Stephen King is
Okay.
not a good writer.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Or is it that people take Stephen King too seriously and he's not meant to be?
No, he is.
He reading some of his books.
Read his book about writing, and you'll see how seriously he takes himself.
Yeah, he does take himself very seriously as far as like his story goes. I think Hollywood, and we've talked about this multiple times, Hollywood just kind of takes a little bit too much liberty on some things, and he lets them because it's a money, it's a cash cow for him.
It's called Dreamcatcher, and the main villain.
Oh, yeah.
The main villain is the shit weasels.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I hate it when that happens.
Right. Yeah, that was one movie that I think I watched and just blanked out.
That's the best Stephen King movie.
Oh my gosh. No, The Langoliers. If you've ever seen that one. That was like mid 90s CGI classic.
It really made me mad when he redid The Shining. Because you have the Stanley Kubrick version with Jack Nicholson, which is phenomenal.
Right.
Just for Jack Nicholson's performance alone. And then Stephen King redid it as like a miniseries that he himself directed. It was terrible.
Yeah, because he was disappointed in The Shining, the Jack Nicholson one.
Yeah, because he was like, oh, it doesn't follow my story.
Yeah. So he tried to go back and redo it himself. The problem was he got no-name actors to basically try to take the place of Jack Nicholson, and you just can't do that.
Yeah.
So you're saying he George Lucas'd himself?
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
George
he basically did.
George Lucas is probably my least favorite Star Wars writer.
The funny little tidbit, Empire Strikes Back, which is highly regarded as one of the best Star Wars movies ever, had some of the least involvement from him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, because like there's Dave Filoni, who did Clone Wars and a lot of influence on other stuff.
Yes.
Phenomenal writer.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the people who wrote the pre-Disney, post-Lucas books, those are phenomenal. Like when I think Star Wars, I think like Old Republic, post like Empire stuff. Like it's just awesome.
Yeah. Thanks Disney. They kind of ruined everything.
Thanks Disney.
Yeah. Like Hocus Pocus. I watched Hocus Pocus the other night for the first time. I was not a fan.
Isn't that like a really old Disney movie?
It's like
90s.
90s.
Early
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah, it's pre-me.
But then they came out with a second one this year,
Yes.
and
It's a little late for
I'm
that.
about halfway through it,
Oh,
Through the second one?
and it just it doesn't enthuse me.
Yeah.
it's for nostalgia reasons. It's for the original fans,
Mhm.
and it's an okay movie, but it's a nostalgia trip for most people. That's
Yeah.
the marketability of it.
Did you
And that
guys
seems
ever,
to be all it is anymore.
Did you guys ever
Yeah.
see the Halloween Town movies?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's like a early childhood like Halloween memory for me. Is every year they would play the Halloween Town movies,
Mhm.
and those movies were awful. But there's one scene, and I think you might know what I'm talking about, where there's this like scary green guy in like a cloak, and there's like lights splashed in everywhere, and like he's yelling and stuff. Dude, that crap gave me so many nightmares. That like horrible movie, can't be acting,
Mhm.
and then there's one section is just like, oh, I'm in hell. Like this is a horror movie.
Mhm.
And when you go back and watch that clip, you're like, this does not belong in this film.
Yeah, quite a few of those are like that. I remember like the things that used to scare me when I was growing up was Goosebumps.
Oh, the show?
The show,
Yeah.
Goosebumps. Because I was a huge fan of the books. Like the books were just amazing. I had almost all of the original Goosebump books. But Night of the Living Dummy was by far one of the scariest ones that I've seen. And here's the reason why. I was also deathly terrified of Chucky
Yes.
growing up, because it was the very first scary movie that I ever watched. One of my uncles was babysitting me, and he was like, all right, we're going to watch a movie. Puts it in. It's Child's Play, the first one. I'm watching it. I'm like terrified because there's this doll running around killing everybody.
Mhm.
The movie, like the moment it turns off, well, time for bed. Okay. So I go and I go lay down in bed, and I'm in there by myself. Well, a couple hours go by and I haven't quite fallen asleep yet. And I hear the door open. And so I'm like, oh crap, act like I'm asleep. And so act like I'm asleep. I hear somebody like rustling around in the bedroom, and then they leave. So I stay laying down. Eventually I fall asleep. I wake up the next morning, sit up in the bed. I kid you not, there is a stupid Chucky doll staring at me from the foot of the bed. My uncle decided it would be funny to go out in the middle of the night and buy one of those dolls and put it at the foot of my bed to scare me when I woke up in the morning.
And he was right.
And he was right. It scared the crap out of me. I was probably like 6 or 7.
Did you try and kill it?
I screamed and did not leave the bed. Like I literally would not move out of the bed because I was afraid that thing was going to come back to life. So that leads me to another part of, our whole Halloween thing. What is something that scares us that, is kind of like in theme with Halloween? I mean, you've got zombies, you've got vampires, mummies, that type of thing. What are some things that, like, just kind of, when you think of Halloween, it kind of gives you that spooky feeling type thing?
So one of the things that scared me, and now thinking back to it, it's actually still a pretty terrifying idea. It was from the Goosebumps show, actually, and it was the Creeps. So the Creeps were like these lizard people, and they could change into like to look human, and they show up, and there's like this kid who has no friends, and so they're like, "Oh, hey man, like we'll be your friend," and like they befriend this kid. And they like make him their leader or whatever, and essentially they gaslight him into putting these seeds or whatever into everyone's food at this bake sale, and then they all become like these evil lizard people. And
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, but it was just the practical effects on that were so freaking good.
Yeah.
And I was just terrified of like the lizard people coming into my room and eating me when I was younger.
And that was something, the Goosebumps movies or the Goosebumps shows, they had like some really good effects for the age.
And the budget too.
Yeah. But R.L. Stine was just phenomenal. I mean, quite honestly, I think he's better than Stephen King. But then again, it's like you look at it, Stephen King is like, R.L. Stine is like the kid version of Stephen King.
Well, I don't know. Have you ever heard of Michigan Chillers?
No.
Yeah, so that's like a guy who wrote. It was like a competitor to Goosebumps, essentially. And I remember they had a lot of those in my like elementary school growing up. But yeah, Michigan Chillers. They actually had the guy who wrote them come to our school, which is kind of cool. We were all hoping for R.L. Stine, but we didn't get R.L. Stine.
But yeah, I always like, I don't know why I'm scared of mummies.
Is it because of Brendan Fraser?
No, Brendan Fraser is actually my hero.
He's still our hero.
Yes, Brandon, we love you.
We love you, Brandon.
Brendan, not Brandon.
It's Brandon. Brandon.
Yeah, Brendan.
Wait, what?
Brendan. How would you pronounce that?
Oh, I guess it is Brendan.
Brendan, yeah.
I said Brandon?
Yeah.
Oh. Whatever, Brond Schnerder, or whatever your name is.
Let's go, Brandon.
Oh.
So,
Brendan.
yeah, for whatever reason, mummies just kind of like, they creep me out. And I don't know why. Like, I'd much rather be like attacked by zombies than a horde of mummies.
It's because zombies are easy to kill. You destroy the brain.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, what did mummies actually do to you, though? Like, I never quite understood that.
Well, they never loved me as a child.
They touch you, and they're Egyptian.
Oh.
And you don't want to be.
Oh, what do they do? Okay, never mind. Sorry.
No, I think they kill you in some way.
Yeah,
I don't think
in some way.
I don't think they eat you, but I do think they kill you.
No, it's just more or less they kill you, and there's no stopping them.
Yeah,
like it's just one of those things that like once they're alive,
they're gonna get you.
Yeah, you have to go through the whole spell or enchantment in order to kill them. But
I mean, in that case, what differentiates them from witches or something like that?
Witches can be burned
and shot in the face.
Wow.
I'm serious. Like, I've never heard. I didn't think that was like a part of witch lore. Like, I thought they'd just die like normal people.
Well, I'm fairly sure if we shoot anybody in the face, they'll die like normal people.
Exactly.
So we are not advocating violence.
You're not.
Although the Purge
starts today.
Starts today.
Yep.
No, it's funny because my daughter saw a TikTok video, that it was an actual video of the Chicago police chief kind of giving an idea of like what's going to be happening in Chicago by January 1st. And for whatever reason, the top of the video in the caption said the purge starts January 1st. And my daughter was freaking out. She's like, is this really happening? Is this really going to be the purge? Like, what's going on? And I had to sit down and explain to her. I'm like, no, this is just people being stupid, for allowing things to happen that shouldn't be happening.
I don't think the purge would be that hard to survive, if I'm being honest. Live alone, lock the doors, have a gun. You'll be okay.
That's very true. I honestly think like the very first couple of purges, if that was the case, nobody would do anything because they would all be like,
is this for real?
Yeah, what are we going to do? Like, oh, we can do anything. Well, what should we do?
Because if you leave your house, you're putting yourself at risk just as much as you may be putting others at risk.
Right.
Right.
And
is it worth it?
That's why in the movies they have the government pay people to go out and kill poor people. Because that was the idea. It's like, oh, best way to stimulate our economy, kill all the poor people.
Yeah, but then it backfired, and usually the bankers were the ones that got killed.
Yep, exactly. So and then it like made a cult. Like people were like, oh, we're purgers, and like then it became like a cultural thing to join like these murder cults during the purge and all that shit.
Right.
But
yeah, I just sorry.
I didn't have anything.
Okay.
No. Okay.
I do get to thinking about that sometimes. Like, what would happen like if the purge actually started?
Sell pumpkin spice.
You would be the first person to die.
No, I would be protected by 100 armed white mothers.
100 basic women in leggings.
You can't kill him. He has all the pumpkin spice.
You would have your own cult right there.
Yeah, right there.
I think ultimately the scariest thing about that is the nature of humanity. It would be terrible. It would be gory.
Yeah.
Because people are just that terrible sometimes.
Right. Yeah, it is kind of scary about that because, I mean, yeah, given the chance, I mean, we see it every day. Given the chance, like, people are going to do something bad.
Well, they made a movie about the Forever Purge.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It was actually pretty dang good for a purge film. They're all pretty campy. But it was the idea of like, okay, what if people start doing this and it becomes such a big thing the government can't stop it? And they're like, hey, purging is over. And people are like, no, it's not. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's typically how it goes too.
That's
like,
the point where society crumbles, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's typically the point because, the government tells you not to do anything. And you've got the certain group that's like, oh, okay, yeah, we got to listen to the government. But then you got the other side that's just like, no.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is the concern I think most people have for like, government overreach. I think it's more likely that you have a societal collapse than direct government overreach. Because once there is that overreach, then the violent response will cause societal collapse, and then it's more of a fending for yourself type deal.
And that's when Al Gore picks up an electric chainsaw. He's like,
what, like the guy from Living Dead? Ash.
I don't think I've ever watched those either.
It's not worth the watch.
Like Ash from Pokemon? Or
No, Ash from Living Dead.
No.
You seen those?
No.
Okay.
I've seen Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep. Okay. So here's the next question, guys.
Oh boy.
Yep. Costumes. Can you think what, growing up, we all had our own costumes, and obviously they are entirely different from what they are now. What was your favorite costume growing up?
Spider-Man.
I remember one year I was a lumberjack, and I was okay. But the whole costume was basically a flannel shirt.
Yeah.
That was it.
I was always a hunter.
Oh, yeah?
Because I had like a lot of camouflage down south.
Yep. So you're like, I'm a hunter.
Yep. Every year I'm a hunter. And like we never went out and bought our own costumes. We always made them ourselves. I remember one time, one of my friends, to this day, I can't remember if he actually stole the stop sign or not.
Okay.
But he was a stop sign for Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah. He had the sign hung over his chest, and then like as we were walking up to a house, he would flip it behind him so that way, like tell people to stop behind us.
Like a school bus.
Yeah, kind of.
For the last like 5 Halloweens, I've been a Akatsuki member from Naruto.
Yes.
I just have the cloak. It was like $20 on Amazon. I just zip it up. It's super comfortable. I just wear like sweatpants and a t-shirt under it all night. It's great.
Yeah, there you go. And for the past few Halloweens, I've been the working man because that's all I ever get to do.
Yeah.
But I like taking my daughter out for trick or treating because it's just fun watching her. I remember one year we took her, and one year she wanted to be Captain America. Okay. That was actually really cool.
Cool.
Then she wanted to be Alice in Wonderland one year, and halfway through it, one of the people gave her those little like plastic vampire teeth. And so now she was Vampire Alice. And
that sounds even better.
Oh, it was.
Where is that movie?
Right?
Vampire Alice in Wonderland.
That could be pretty cool. So yeah, it's like, a lot of the Halloween costumes they're good. But then there's some that I'm just like, really? I mean, do you really need to dress like that? Like it's no longer, pumpkin. It's sexy pumpkin. And
that's a How I Met Your Mother joke.
Yes.
The
yes,
sexy pumpkin. Yeah.
Yes, it is. I'm glad you picked up on that one.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like, like I said, nowadays it's like a lot of the costumes are just,
it's an excuse for women to show what they got.
Yeah.
Yes, or what they wish they had.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I'm married, I'm gonna have my wife be Amish for Halloween.
She's gonna roll her sleeve up. Oh yeah.
Whoa, whoa! You better slow down there.
Slow down, girl.
Slow down there, Maribeth. That is the devil.
Oh man, yeah. Halloween's it's always fun.
It's a crazy time.
I kind of wish that my daughter could have the type of Halloween that I had growing up, because I remember like how we used to do it. My family lived out in the middle of the woods. I think we talked about that before. There weren't that many houses around us, so we would always go into like the next town, and we'd hit a few streets and stuff like that. There was one particular area of the town that I grew up in that my parents would literally kick us out of the car, and they'd be like, all right, you're going to go up, you're going to turn around, you're going to come back. And once you come back, then you're going to get in the car. We'll go a couple of streets over. You're going to do the same thing. And then we'll go and like do it again. I remember like carrying the pillowcases and filling up 3 or 4 of them before the night's over with.
I never got that much.
Oh, it was.
I've done the pillowcase thing, but
I've had a full pillowcase before, but
yeah, we used to just load out on candy, and and now it's just like these kids go, and it's like, oh, take one at a time, and there's so many kids that are running around, you can't kick them out because that's apparently abuse. But then the people just don't know how to give candy anymore. And so now it's like toothbrushes. Here's a Snickers bar. Oh, here's a couple of stickers. What do I want to do with stickers?
I would get raisin. Like people would hand out the yogurt covered raisins. And I'd be like, dude, when I'm an adult, I'm gonna remember this house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna hit you with a bat. Like
you're getting TP'd by the end of the night.
I never did that, but I might.
Well, you got to get married and have a kid to be able to go up and do that with.
No, I'll just like just like watch and see who's giving out raisins, and I'll just beat them with bats.
Are they pumpkin spice raisins?
That would be allowable.
Oh,
Now I'm curious if they have those.
I have to assume like the yogurt covered ones that probably has to exist on some level.
I'm sure it does
Yeah,
at some
probably.
point. But yeah, it's like, going back to when we were kids, Halloween was completely different. I do remember a couple of houses that we would go to, and we always went to this one house right behind where I lived, literally across the field from where I lived, because we had like a huge field that was in between us and the neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And they always gave out really good candy,
Mm-hmm.
but then they would give us a note to give to our parents.
Huh.
And the note was basically, you shouldn't let your child be out by themselves, watch for crazy people, don't eat open candy, and, blah, blah, blah. They always gave it to our parents.
Mm.
It never made it past the edge of their yard, because we would always just throw it away because we knew exactly what it said. And we were just like, we're not going to get told what to do,
Mm-hmm.
who cares if there's a razor blade in our Snickers? We're going to eat it anyway.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, exactly. No pain, no gain. But, it's just like, I remember like with that happening and just being, the first time that I got the letter from them, I thought I was in trouble. I went home crying, and I'm like, I'm so scared, blah, blah, blah. And my sister's just a couple of years older than I was, and or she is a couple of years older than I am. She read the note, and she's like, throw it away. Let's go. We're going to get more. And so that's what we did. Every year we would throw the note away. And yeah. So, but then it leads me to think of now, how many of those, urban legends, quote unquote, have actually happened? The razor blades and the candy and, the needles and stuff like that.
Humanity is sick.
Yeah.
It is.
We touched on that last time we recorded,
Mhm.
because we are all messed up to some point. Not saying we'd all try to murder children or poison them, but a lot of sick people like that exist. And I don't know if it's necessarily that is more prevalent or just the awareness is more prevalent, but
yeah.
And I think that's incredibly sad, because kids can't just be kids anymore. Like, run around, go to different houses, get candy. Like, no, now we got to be careful about everything.
Yeah. It's like even when you're with an adult, it's still kind of like you got to watch out, because I remember a couple of years ago, we took my daughter out for Halloween, and one of the streets by my house, there were a couple of kids, and one of them had to be 7 or 8, and the other one was like 3, and they were out by themselves, like no parents at all. And I remember like so many adults were like, where are their parents? They should be ashamed, and blah blah blah, but yet they're not trying to stop them. They're not trying to like help them or anything. They're just sitting there watching them go up and down.
Well, yeah, it's easy to be judgmental. It's hard to actually take action.
Right. But then you got to think about that too. It's like, okay, what happens when you do take action and the parents happen to be there, and they're like, well, why are you talking to my kid? I mean,
because you weren't around.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure they got back to you safely.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just, I do agree with Dave that our kids just can't be kids anymore.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
Going back and thinking of all the Halloween stuff that we did growing up, it's stuff that my child is never gonna know, other than what I tell her. It's like I can always tell her, it's like, yeah, I remember going to this house and getting loads of candy, or I remember doing this, and running up and down the street with absolutely no adult supervision. I mean, our parents, literally, like, multiple families would just drop their kids off on these streets.
Yeah.
And
the kids would run up and down the sidewalk.
Yeah, and their cars would be parked at the edge of the street, and once you were done, you just went to their car and they took off to the next one. It
was a happy time.
It really was.
Why do we have to take that away from kids,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I say all of that to be also, it's like,
Now that we've brought the mood down.
yeah, right. Back to our.
Yeah, we were supposed to have fun with this episode.
We did. We are. We're having fun.
It's a lot of fun.
You will have fun and you will like it.
You will like it.
Ooh, that reminds me of another.
Or I'll sick Al Gore on you.
That reminds me of another Goosebump one. I can't remember the title was, but it was the Halloween theme one where these kids went trick or treating and they were never allowed to stop. You know which one I'm talking about?
No, that sounds awful.
Oh, it was bad because like a couple of the kids were being bullied by like a brother and sister, and so they were like their friends that just randomly happened to show up one year. They decide like they're gonna play a trick on them. They're gonna take them to like this abandoned ghost neighborhood or whatever where like nobody is there, and so they take them there. And it's like they start trick or treating. Well, then when they're trick or treating, they figure out that they can't get out of the neighborhood, and so they have to like basically the friends that just randomly show up. They're dressed up as like huge jack-o'-lanterns, and so they're like, "No, you have to trick or treat more." And so they make them like go back around, and by the end of that, then they dump it out and like, "No, you have to do more." And it's like basically the entire episode is them just trick or treating for like 30 minutes. And then they're like screaming that they want to quit and stuff like that. I cannot remember what it's called. But that one, that it just, yeah. I don't see a bad thing with that though.
No.
Like constantly trick or treating.
Oh, I do.
Really?
Yeah, I would get annoyed. I would get annoyed really quick. I'd be like, after hanging out with somebody for more than 24 hours, I'm done. I'm done with them. Not that I don't like the person. It's just that I have I'm very introverted. So if I had to trick or treat with people and like, no, after 2 days, even the person opening the door and saying hi, I'd want to die. Like that, no, that'd be awful.
Maybe so, but
think of all the candy you'd get.
Right.
You would never have time to eat it.
Right.
True.
It would spoil before you got through half of it.
Exactly.
True.
Candy does go bad, people.
No, it doesn't.
Not if you eat it fast enough.
Well, I guess if you have a freezer.
Yeah, you could freeze it
Why would you freeze candy?
to make it last longer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait,
And to exercise self-control.
All right, well, okay, I'll give you that one. Because my next question is like, who in their right mind has candy long enough to be able to freeze it?
I will be teaching my children about the redistribution of wealth by taking a fair share of their candy.
Well, okay, so we used to call that the Halloween tax.
Yeah, I'm teaching them about taxes. I'm taking 33%.
Yeah, exactly. And it just might happen to be all of the Reese's.
Yeah, it may be selective.
We're gonna, but yeah.
You just left me with the good and plenty. This is bull.
Back in my day, that's all we had.
Back in my day, we didn't get any Reese's, and I'm taking yours.
Right?
I love Reese's.
Me too.
Reese's are good.
Not a
Reese's
sponsor.
Pieces.
Not a
are
sponsor
good.
by Reese's. Reese's Pieces are good, but I think they're overrated. Reese's Sticks are the best Reese's that there are.
They're Nutty Buddies.
No, they're better than Nutty Buddies.
That's all they are.
No, they're better than Nutty Buddies.
How? Because they say Reese's on it?
No, because they have Reese's peanut butter, which is better than Nutty Buddy peanut butter.
Okay, see, here's the thing with that one, though, is because they have, like, Reese's peanut butter, like, the jars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is absolutely disgusting.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Really?
You have to
I
be
haven't
able
tried
to.
that.
Yeah, you have to be able to put, like, the chocolate and stuff with it, because just the peanut butter by itself is not good.
Yeah.
So.
I always imagined it'd be more akin to peanut butter fudge, but maybe.
So you know what I do with Reese's, like with the regular ones? I bite around the sides and I take the bottom and the top off. So I just have a ball of peanut butter. I eat that. That's the best part, is just the peanut butter.
Wow.
Okay. Psychopath.
Yeah.
No, it's not psychopath.
That's kind of psychotic.
No,
there.
it's not. I'm meticulous in how I eat my Reese's. That's normal.
Yeah, you know who also is meticulous on how they eat things? Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, He's
not a sponsor.
dead, right? He's dead, right?
Is he? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think he is.
Yeah, so he's dead. So who cares about his opinion?
Well,
I love how you said not a sponsor. Yeah, we're sponsored by Jeffrey Dahmer.
This episode is brought to you by Jeffrey Dahmer and Subway.
Subway, eat flesh.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh man, no, I always take the Reese's cups and I poke out the center. I always do that.
I've done that, and then
yeah.
you get the ring of chocolate afterwards.
Yeah, then the ring of chocolate.
And I'm the weird one.
That's the way you eat a Reese's.
Oh, you think the chocolate is the best part of a Reese's?
No, but that's the way you eat a
You
Reese's.
push out the middle,
Yeah,
and then you eat the sides.
you push out the middle.
What's wrong with you?
You push out the middle.
I just shove the whole thing in my mouth anymore.
No.
It-
You gotta
It's
savor.
peanut butter and chocolate.
It's a Reese's cup. You gotta savor a freaking Reese's cup.
Let me guess. You just bite off an Oreo just right out of the center too, right?
Depends. Sometimes I dunk.
You always dunk.
You twist, you lick,
No.
then you dunk.
Nope. That's
Sometimes I twist and I stick two fillings together and make one very.
That's
full
just called
cookie.
a double stuffed.
I think double stuffed are overrated. Like,
the mega stuffed is overrated.
no, I think all the Oreos are overrated other than original and Oreo Thins. Oreo Thins are great.
Have you had the chocolate covered ones, especially the white chocolate covered ones?
Mm-hmm.
See, I love those.
I love Oreo
Both,
Thins.
both variations of those.
I love Oreo Thins.
Oreo thin is too oxymoronic for me.
No, because you guys made the Oreo made a mistake. They thought it was about the
Oh
stuffing.
yeah, it was called an Oreo.
No, they made a mistake. Okay, made a mistake. It was called the double, the triple, the quadruple, the mega stuff. It doesn't matter. It's all stupid. What matters is the cookie.
No.
There's 2 cookies.
No.
With a little bit of cream.
No.
Yeah. No.
See, they did their study on it, and
Guys got
more
lost in
people
the cream.
liked. Yeah, more people liked the cream center.
Yeah, because but when you dunk it with the thins, they absorb the milk faster.
And they fall apart easier.
Oh yeah, but you have to be skilled. You have to be worthy of Oreo Thins. Like it's like a trade. Like you learn a trade. You learn how to eat Oreo Thins with milk.
Do you hold your cookie down the milk until it stops bubbling?
No.
Okay.
I've done that.
I have like an internal counter of like how many seconds it
I've
takes for
drowned
it to...
my Oreos before.
Yeah, I always
Sometimes the
get
bubbles
so
stop
sad
and it's
when
still
that
crunchy.
happens. But I always get so sad when that happens because it's like the bubbles stop and you go to pick it up, and as soon as it comes out of the cup, the whole thing just like dissolves.
Yeah.
Because you guys aren't doing Oreos.
So,
right?
well, see, okay, here's the way that I eat Oreos. I know completely this is going to be weird, but I take them and I crumble them up. And then I put the milk over the top of them. And I eat them like cereal.
I don't hate that idea. I would try that.
That's the way that I grew up.
I want to punch you.
That's the way that I grew up eating them. That's the way my dad always ate them, and so I always just
That's
followed
why
after my
they
dad.
created Oreo O's,
You guys ever had?
which I used to love.
You guys
Are they
ever had
still out?
graham cracker
I think
cereal?
they are.
I think I had it once or
Graham
twice.
cracker cereal?
Graham cracker cereal.
Yeah, there. I know there was s'more cereal.
No,
Mhm.
so what I mean by graham cracker cereal is it's not a real cereal. You take a box of graham crackers, which comes with 2 sleeves. One bowl of this is a whole sleeve of graham crackers. It's a lot. Okay, this is like the worst thing you could ever eat. Me and my brother used to do this all the time. We thought we were geniuses. We invented graham cracker cereal. This is amazing. And so what you do is you take one of the sleeves, you break it into larger bits, and then you pour milk on it. And it gets soggy super fast. And then you eat the slop.
The fact that you just said eat the slop does not make that appealing at
No,
all.
actually, I'm like, my mouth is watering right now. Like, I'm about to go home and see if I have any graham crackers.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I couldn't imagine eating that. That's just no.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to one day.
Yeah, I'll pass on that one.
Okay, when you die, you go to the gates of heaven. St. Peter is going to hand you a bowl of this.
Of graham cracker
of
slop.
graham crackers.
Graham.
Graham crapper.
Of graham cracker cereal. And he's going to be like, this is your final test, Jonathan. And you're going to be like, no, I'm good.
I'll just sit outside the gate.
You'd be like, I'll just chill here for a minute.
Yeah.
But the longer you sit outside the gate, the soggier it gets.
Oh,
It's either that or pumpkin spice bologna.
Graham cracker cereal.
yeah, graham cracker cereal.
Yeah.
We'll go with that one. We'll go with that one. Oh man, but this is this has been fun. I will say that Halloween is coming up in a couple of days. You guys be careful out there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get taken or eaten, or don't pig out in too much candy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get eaten by our sponsor.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
I am curious on how many Jeffrey Dahmer costumes are going to be out.
Too many because of that new show.
Yeah. Which I still haven't seen yet.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it.
Really?
I don't care.
Ooh, I should go out dressed as Chernobyl,
The event, like
the power plant.
just like wear sparklers. That's awesome.
Oh man, that would be kind of fun to see. I don't know what I would go as this time. Probably COVID.
Oh.
I'll go as COVID.
That one's probably popular.
It probably
I'm
is.
just gonna wear the same thing I wear.
What other Netflix show, or was that Netflix?
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
COVID was a disease.
Was China.
Chernobyl and Dahmer, and what else is there?
I don't know.
There's too many.
I don't follow Netflix. I don't really care.
Oh, I
There's
don't have
way-
Netflix.
Really?
Me neither. I don't have
I do.
Netflix.
I used to. I don't.
Join
anymore.
us, Jonathan. See, once you realize that you can go to gomovies.com and get any movie or TV show you want, you just stop paying subscription services.
Okay, we are not.
We are not
by
sponsored.
them either.
You're not-
That sounded like the perfect little
We are not sponsored by Go Movies, but
In fact, that sounds like it's probably illegal.
okay, here's my thing with pirating films. Okay,
Oh,
That means it's illegal.
here's my thing with pirating films.
we are not advocating you do anything illegal, including piracy.
Right. Unless you're dressing up as Halloween.
So,
then
Dressing
all
up
means.
as Halloween, like
So-
what?
so no, I'm not saying they should do anything illegal, but I am
you know what I
saying
meant.
I am saying pirating films is awesome.
Not advocating this.
Not advocating it. It's really
do
fun.
not do this
Do
awesome
not-
fun
Do
thing.
not do this awesome fun thing.
Piracy is a victimless crime.
Thank you. It is. It actually is. Everyone's like, no, it's hurting the pockets of those billionaires
Yeah.
in Hollywood.
The people who have all the money to
Those
begin with.
those poor 3 companies that own everything you consume. It's like, yeah, no, I think Disney will be okay if I pirate Tangled. Like, I really think they'll be fine. I don't think because you got to
See,
think.
they're gonna hear this and sue us now.
No, they'll
We
sue-
do not advocate you pirating Tangled or any other Disney film, any of those fine Disney properties.
We love you, Disney.
Yes.
You aren't
Do not sue us.
dangerous at all.
I'm really scared of where this conversation went now.
I don't like Disney.
Yeah. Disney is the empire.
Yeah, Disney is the empire, and actually, I think the empire in Star Wars is entirely justified, and I think the rebellion is absolutely stupid.
I will say that, me and Dave had this discussion a couple of days ago. I think the Jedi are the bad guys.
Yeah, I agree.
What do they do for the Jedi Order? They keep a list of all the children in the galaxies that are, force sensitive.
Yeah.
Then when that child comes of a certain age, they take them away from their family, basically kidnapping them, put them in a quote unquote school for Jedi where, this little green munchkin guy
Who's
teaches
900
them,
years old?
right, it teaches them how to get in touch with the Force, if you know what I mean.
Do not accuse Yoda of what you just accused Yoda. That's bullcrap.
And then they send them out there with light swords.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know, light swords, lightsabers, to kill other people who oppose to their beliefs. And then they go out and do the exact same thing where they kidnap children and, carry them around the galaxy, teaching them it's for the benefit of the good.
That almost sounds like Scientology.
It is.
No,
but like,
We're really gonna get sued now.
no, the problem is like, so the Empire, everyone's like, the Empire's bad. Why? Like, why is the Empire bad? It's like, oh, because they don't believe in democracy. So, okay, if you watch the Star Wars movies, the whole point of it is the Republic didn't work. That's why the Confederacy of Independent Systems wanted to secede, because the Republic wasn't hearing the voices of the lower, the lower class worlds that were not being governed and were lawless.
Mm-hmm.
What happens with the Empire? Oh yeah, the Empire stopped slavery. You're welcome. The Republic couldn't do that in the Outer Rim.
Did they really, though?
They did. They really did. Because you remember, for example, Tatooine, an Outer Rim planet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anakin and his mother were slaves.
Yes.
The Outer Rim planets were all overrun with the slave trade in Hutt space, right? The Republic wasn't able to do anything about it because they were too weak and they didn't have a powerful military. They weren't able to actually enforce their own laws. The Empire established a much stronger militant system, so they're able to get rid of slavery and all that lawlessness in the Outer Rim.
Yeah, but the way they went about that was,
by killing the evil cult that made them weak in the first place. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The Jedi. All right? And everyone's like, but Palpatine's evil. But he would have died. He was old as crap. And it's like, oh, well, then Darth Vader would have been in charge. Well, why is he so bad? Oh, he killed kids. So? Everybody does that.
I mean, he was a Jedi.
Yeah, he was a Jedi. That's why he did it. He killed the kids for the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm kidding. but then, after the Empire falls, the New Republic, what are they? Worse than the Old Republic because they have even less power. So the point is that when you have to govern an entire galaxy, you can't be decentralized. And govern effectively.
If you're trying to govern an entire galaxy,
might want to streamline that crap a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Maybe just a little.
All right, so for Halloween this year, Noah is going as Common Sense.
Yes.
So, all right, guys, we got to wrap this one up. It has been a blast.
Yeah.
Having you with us again. My name is John.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Noah.
Happy Halloween, guys.